Alright, what's going on, team? Just wanted to give my trade recap for yesterday. Yesterday was the 10th of the 11th, 2025. Um, Sorry for not getting this out earlier. I had to go to sleep, I'm not gonna lie. But, um, we will, the videos will still come no matter what trades I take. So, the one trade was taken on GU. Couldn't find anything on gold. Couldn't find anything on EU. Even though EU did have a nice setup that after I took the trade, but again I wasn't really comfortable taking another trade, so I didn't. And I'll tell you something interesting after. But jumping right into it, when we had that displacement up, taking out these highs, these highs, these highs, I'm like, okay, cool. Could we be bullish? That's the question, right? Could we be bullish? Right? I see that we're still in bearish intent, maybe just taking out, these daily highs and then putting in a new low. But just depending on what we do at this daily fair value gap, which we broke straight through. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're looking to fill in some sort of high time frame, um, some sort of high time frame POI, right? So it was just a matter of where we were gonna fill those, sell orders at as we displace through this daily fair value gap here. So within the 4 hour. Like, okay, cool. With bearish intent for the day, we could definitely catch some buys up to, some hourly highs, which are marked up here. I marked these hourly highs, which are up here. And I can see that we were displacing from a 4 hour gap as well. So that means that, we're still in bullish intent till somewhere, right? And I see that we have an unmitigated fair value gap within this leg down, which is this tiny one here. And what was stacked above it, these 4 hour highs, which are up here, right? So with that in mind, I see that we're displacing from a 4 hour fair value gap. On the 1 hour time frame of Mark London Open, I see that we're displacing from this 4 hour fair value gap. So I'm like, okay, cool. We could look to target some highs, right? So um, on the 5 minute, when London session open at 9 o'clock, which was here, I see that we fill in a we take out this hourly high, which was here. But again, when we create such a displace down, which creates a fair value gap. I'm looking to see that fair value gap fail because price could easily just come down here, fill in this gap, which is this gap down here, and continue to put in that lower um, time frame leg before getting that push up. So I was just looking to see if that gap failed, which it tried to displace, but we broke straight through it. We got no we got no tap back into it at all. And price just ran away, take out all these highs were up here, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Ideally I should have gotten off for the day there just because all the draws were kinda hit on the day, which was my fault, which is a mistake that I made. But again I wasn't punished for it, so that's something to know next time that hey, like, once all your draws be hit, that you marked out, like it's it's good to call it for a day because then you're you're kind of in this place where price is undecided where to go, right? Is it swept enough liquidity to continue that high time frame trend, or does it need more liquidity? Does it need to fill in more, right? So you're pretty much be guessing there. But I try to go shorts just because we did after taking out all these previous liquidity for hour highs and hourly highs. Um, I did think that we would need to recover from that, right? Because there's a lot of take profits. The market needs to release, right? It needs to release all the buy orders, people taking profits, as well as orders off this unmitigated fair value gap at the time, this 4 hour fair value gap. So what am I looking for, right? I'm looking for the the recent kind of 5 minute bullish fair value gap to fail, right? Which we ended up doing. Um, And luckily there wasn't any fair value gap besides this one, which my take profit was at that unmitigated 5 minute. So yeah, what's interesting about this trade was that once we got that tap back in, right? We got a nice bullish candle into it, and I see that fail, right, with displacement, and I entered. Stops were above these highs actually, not those highs, but these highs here. Um, I see that. Oh, I went. Yeah. Once we get that displacement, my BE was at this level here, right? And what's interesting is that I circled where we actually swept, right? But on my MT5, we did not we did not sweep these lows down here, right? So ideally, I should have gotten out on this first bullish candle up, which again I got saved once again for making another mistake, and I didn't get punished for it, right? So the market swept out these lows down here. Well, on TradingView, it swept out those lows, but on my MT5 it didn't, and I was looking at my MT5 at the time, and I see that we have this big bullish candle up. I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, did we hit a POI? Like, what are we doing? And I see that on TradingView we did sweep out these lows, but on my MT5 we didn't. So I'm like, fuck. Like, I might as well just let the trade run, just see what happens, right? I see that we after with that huge like that huge relief from taking out these lows down here, we get that huge push back up again. And again, it wasn't enough to take out this high or this high, which gave me even more less faith in the trade just because we didn't really sweep out any highs up here. But again, we get some push it down and we finally get that push through that we also got on MT5, right? On let me move this on this candle here. And by the time that already happened, I had BE, and you can see we make some moves up and stop me out, and price continues to run to TP. But again, I made a couple mistakes. I would gladly take the break even. The first mistake being that I should have just gotten off after all our draws were hit for the day. Um, and the second mistake was not checking TradingView, as we already we've taken those 1 minute highs, and I should have already got BE, but an MT5 we didn't, you know. So it's another mistake I made. And yeah, two mistakes, and I managed to get out of break even. Normally, that doesn't really happen to most people. After one mistake, you normally take the loss for the day. But again, I managed to get out break even here after making two mistakes. So definitely lucky on the day. But I mean, the idea was there, right? Um, we had a 4 hour unmitigated. Daily was bearish. We're putting in um that lower high leg, but um as you can see that it was really choppy. We didn't really get that displacement we were looking for, unfortunately. But again, the idea was there after this huge bullish run. We ideally this fair value gap, see if it holds or not. If it continues to ride up, then probably wouldn't have taken a trade. But we did displace with it. We got that nice tap back in it, close below, and yeah, take profit down here. But unfortunately, we just got stopped out here. But again, the idea was there. Idea was there. Idea was solid. We hit take profit, but again, after making two mistakes, I would gladly take the um break even. So that was today's trade. Currently 30 minutes before market open, so we will see, what happens then. Um, and yeah, I will be making a video later on tonight to see, what we can do, what we can take a trade off, and yeah. All right, I will see you guys tonight.